Good morning, fourth graders. I hope you're having a very thankful Thursday today. And let's go ahead and get started with some language this morning. Today, we're going to be talking about something that confuses not only fourth graders, but also confuses some adults as well. Today, we're talking about confusing verbs. Verbs that make you go, now, what is that again? Now, don't worry. You're going to be going over this every year because it is a little challenging. So if you don't get it the first time, that's okay. You'll have plenty of opportunities to go back and rewatch this video again. But we're going to go ahead and start with just looking at two verbs. The first verb that we're going to look at, oh, there's Miss Abby, sound asleep. The first verb that we're going to look at is the verb lie. Lie means to rest or to recline, just like you see Abby resting and reclining in that picture there. Now, for all of the verbs that you're going to see today, they will have a couple of different forms. The first form will be the present tense. That means it's happening right now. The present tense of lie is lie or lies. Now, the reason there are two, just to remind you, is that one is for a singular subject, the one that ends with an S, and one is for a plural subject. An example of this is Abby lies on the couch. I use lies because that is a singular verb. It ends in S, and Abby is one dog, one animal. The next tense is past. The past form of lie is lay. For example, yesterday, Abby lay on the couch. As a matter of fact, she lies there quite a lot because that's one of her favorite spots. But lay is the past tense. The third tense, or the third type, is not going to be future like we've talked about in times past, but it's going to be when you have a verb and you have one of those H brothers in front of it. It's going to sound like this: has, have, or had lain. Now, when you hear lane and I hear lane, I usually think of a street or a road, oftentimes called a lane, but this lane actually means to rest, recline. For example, Abby has lain on the couch, meaning that she's rested there many times before. Oftentimes, students and adults get lie confused with this next verb. What verb do you think it is by just looking at this picture alone? The verb is lay. Lay means to put something down. Now let's go back to the picture of Abby just for a second. I didn't put her there. She is resting there all by herself. But someone had to lay this bike down. It just didn't get there by itself. Someone had to put it there. Just like with lie, we're going to have a present, past, and also another section where it could have has, have, or had out in front. The present is lay or lays. Once again, there's two, one for singular and one for plural subjects. Jake lays his bike on the grass. I use lays because lays is a singular verb. Singular verbs end in S, and my subject Jake is one person. Laid. That means to put something down in the past. It's already been put down. Yesterday, Jake laid his bike on the grass. Did you notice that key word yesterday? That kind of is a clue, that time order word there that tells us that it's happened in the past. It's already happened. And the last one, laid. Now that's kind of easy, laid. They both match. But this one, remember, is going to have one of those H brothers in front. Jake has laid his bike on the grass, like he's done it many times before. This slide is for lie and lay. The next one, going back to Abby again. All right, the next one is sit. sit. Sit means to rest or recline, just like our other one did. We will also have present, past, and a section with has, have, or had in front. Sit can be spelled sit or sits, depending on what kind of subject you have. For example, Abby sits on command. She rests, she reclines by command. Past, sat. Yesterday, Abby sat on command. A verb with has, have, or had out in front. I refer to those as the H brothers. Sat. Abby has sat on command, as in many times before she has done that. Sit can oftentimes be confused with the verb, what do you think that is? It's her bowl, just in case. And if you're wondering what those little squiggles are, oh man, let me tell you just a little bit about Abby. She loves to eat so fast. Kind of like y'all when you're eating at the lunch table and you're trying to eat so fast so you can go play. She's the same way. So they make these crazy looking bowls with all these lines where she has to slow down and work a little harder to get her food out. So it's a bowl, just in case you didn't recognize that. And I have to set that bowl down. That's my job. Set means to put down something or to put something down. The bowl is not taking a nap. It's not resting or reclining. The present tense is set or sets. I set the bowl on the ground. The past tense is set. Yesterday, I set the bowl on the ground. And the verb with has, have, or had out in front is also set. Many times, I have set the bowl on the ground. Sit means to rest or recline. Set means to put something down. Moving on. Easter is right around the corner. Did you see my big carrot that I put up as some Easter decor? All right. Rise means to get up. The present tense is rise or rises. The sun rises in the east. It gets up, it moves up. Past, rose. On Easter, Jesus rose from the grave. A verb with has, have, or had it in front. Risen. Jesus has risen from the grave. Now, rise, to get up, is often confused with this next verb. Do you have any guesses by looking at the picture what it is? Raise, to bring something up, to bring something up. So let's talk about the differences for a minute. Rise means to get up all by yourself. But raise is almost like you're lifting something up or you're bringing something up. Its present tense forms are raise and raises. The soldiers raised the flag. The past tense is raised. Yesterday, the soldiers raised the flag. And the verb with has, have, or had out in front is also raised. The soldiers have raised the flag. Next, this has to do with the classroom, can you tell? Learn, to receive instruction. Present tense, learn or learns. We learn each day. The past tense, learned. Yesterday we learned about fractions. And the verb with has, have, or had is also learned. We have learned many lessons. Now, learn is sometimes confused with this action verb. No, it's not teacher. That's a noun, a person, place, thing, or idea. But it's the action that a teacher does. To teach or give instruction. Teach or teaches. I teach each day. Taught is the past tense. Yesterday, I talked about fractions. Has, have, or had taught. Many times I have talked about fractions. Just a few more. This is actually going to be the last one. Can. Now, I know that I have probably corrected many of you on this one because can is having the ability to do something. The most common thing that I hear from fourth graders is, Mrs. Evans, can I go to the bathroom? And I think, oh dear, I hope you can. I hope you have the ability to do that. Can means you are able to do something. A little bit different than that is may. May is when you have the permission to do something. Let's go back to that again. Can means you have the ability to do something. May means you have the permission to do that. You may borrow my book. Ella can swim across the pool. Those are a few examples of some of those confusing verbs. Now what I would like for you to do is go ahead and open up your language book to our pages for today, and let's do some exercises together. Number 1, the foreman lays or lies a set of blueprints on the table. Let's underline correctly 2 times the verb that would best fit here. Lays or lies. Which one do you think is the best answer? It should be lays because lays means to put or to place something. Lies means to rest or to recline. It could also mean to tell a lie, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Number 2, the crew sits or sets in the shade during breaks. We have to go back to what do those words mean? Sits means to rest or recline. Sets means to put or place, almost like you're picking something up and placing it over there. The crew, they are resting. They are reclining in the shade. Number 3, they have risen or raised the first 2 stories ahead of schedule. What do you think? Risen or raised? Mark your answer at this time. Raised. The stories on that building didn't go up by themselves. They had to be put up by someone. Go down to the bottom section of your book. For this section, we are either going to be writing a C in the blank if the verb has been used correctly, or an NC if it has not been used correctly. If the verb has not been used correctly, we are going to delete that word by using our editor marks and add in the correct verb usage that we need. Let's look at number 4 together. Mr. Jordan, different spelling, but good morning, Jordan. Mr. Jordan can cut the boards accurately. Is can used correctly here? Can is our action verb. Remember what can means, the ability to do something. Does Mr. Jordan need permission to do that, or is he able to do it? He's able to do it, and can means you're able to do it. So let's write a C in the blank. Number 5, he has teached me about different saws. This is called an irregular verb. Teached is not a word. We cannot take teach and add on an ed to the end. It's irregular. That means it has a little bit different spelling. Let's go ahead and delete teached. Remember, a straight line through it and put your pig's tail at the end. That means to delete. And let's add in the correct word. The correct word, or the past tense of teached, is taught. And that was not correct. All right, students, at this time, It's time to go ahead and turn that page and begin your independent practice on your own at this time. If you run across any ones that you are confused about, I would encourage you to go back and turn to the front page, page 213. It has a chart of all of the verbs that we've been over today. Review the different forms, review the definitions of those verbs, and do the best you can. Don't forget to circle any ones that you have struggles with, and we'll go over all those together on our FaceTimes either today or tomorrow. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.